I hit the complete wrong button because I was singing along with the theme song. I got so excited. I love that theme song. Anyway, all right. Well, hello and welcome. Welcome and hello, you guys. Today is actually Thursday, which means that it is vlog day. And yeah, welcome. Yo to you, ZS Benedict. I got a full-on vlog planned out for you guys tonight. I can't do that thing anymore where I put all of the timestamps up here, but my main man, Jeremy V, in the chat, he's going to gather all of those timestamps, and they're going to be the very first pinned comment underneath this here video. But welcome. I think we're doing all the segments tonight. I definitely have a beer in front of me. I definitely have a liquid in front of me. I definitely have a retro vape in front of me. I definitely have Scott Gottlieb in front of me. I'm going to be talking about Scott Gottlieb a little bit during the news and advocacy segment. He's just an enigma, and I don't know why I'm so fascinated by him. I just am. I'm fascinated by him as a person. I'm fascinated by the things that he says. He's been saying a lot lately. He's been saying a lot lately that a lot of people feel like should have been said while he was FDA Commissioner. But don't worry, we'll get there when we get there. Like I said, we got a full vlog planned out tonight. In fact, the very first thing I want to do is every vapor in Massachusetts right now, you just get a shout out. Every vapor and every vape shop owner in Massachusetts right now, you get a shout out because Charlie Baker is out of his mind. He's out of his mind. I posted this on Twitter. Let me try to find the link and I'll try to put it in the chat. No, I don't. I didn't keep it. I didn't keep the link. It's just strictly on Twitter, but Mass is going out of control. Out of control. They can seize your car if you get pulled over and you have unlicensed or untaxed vapor products on you. They can seize your car. This is America. This is America. The Boston Tea Party was over a 3% tax hike on tea, and they want to put a 75% tax on vapor products in Massachusetts. All right. So my heart goes out to all the Michigan vapors right now. You're all definitely shouted out. And for anybody that's interested, everything on my YouTube, most everything on my YouTube, the Tuesday Bro Tuesdays and the vlogs are available in an audio podcast format. I'll put a link down in the description to the SoundCloud where you can find them. They're also on the iTunes podcast app. You can just search GrimmGreen over there. You can find it and subscribe and you'll get all of them, the Tuesday Bro Tuesdays and the vlogs. I'm going to be doing those very, very regularly. That's my top priority, is to get these out as podcasts because a lot of people really seem to enjoy it. I really enjoy the podcast format when I don't have time to sit and watch a 2-hour YouTube video. So we're going to make those available. But yeah, moving forward, I just keep thinking about Massachusetts. It's been on my mind today. It's been all over Twitter. And, I look at Governor, is that his name? Charlie Brown, Governor Brown over there in Massachusetts. I think it's Governor Brown. I'm not 100% sure. But his Twitter is lacking. It's lacking in vocal vapors. And so I'm not saying to just go over there and start yelling at him, but it's very lacking. Charlie Baker. There it is. Charlie Baker, not Charlie Brown. What'd I say? Charlie Brown? That doesn't make any sense. Southern Vape Advocate. Charlie Brown. SMH. Charlie Baker over there. Charlie Vape Baker over there. It's crazy. It's crazy what's happening in Massachusetts right now. But we're going to save all that for the news and advocacy because the first thing that I want to do right now, and I promise this is a much more prepared vlog than the Tuesday Bro Tuesday was. The Tuesday Bro Tuesday was really just super thrown together. This vlog is going to be a lot less thrown together. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to do that favorite thing where I get to hear from one of my subscribers. We're going to be doing all the super chats at the end of every segment. I think that's how it's been working out. I know, Charlie Brown. Good grief, Steve G. Good grief. Charlie Brown, Charlie Baker. We're going to be doing all the super chats at the end of every segment. And right now, I'd like to do that one thing. That's my favorite thing where I get to hear from one of my subscribers. And I think right now, we're going to hear from Frank.
Hey, Grim. Guido Vapes here. We're here in New Jersey fighting the good fight, backing you up. I'm now smoke-free for over 9 years thanks to my vape. And I like flavors. Keep on fighting, bro. I got your back.
Yeah, Frank, that's the video we all kind of needed right now. Cigarette free for 9 years. Frank, that's awesome. I'm gonna give you a shout out right there. Fighting along in New Jersey over there with Jay Hayes in New Jersey, Turks in New Jersey, and Danielle Jones, my wonderful advocate friend Danielle Jones actually sent me some information on New Jersey in case anyone's curious. I just wanted to put this out there. She said the bills in New Jersey did both pass committees in the Assembly and Senate this morning. However, TBD if they require more committee hearings, and at the very minimum, they still need to pass the full floor votes. Full floor votes. Whew. Politics has a lot of tricky words in it. Full floor votes in both houses. So it's not over in New Jersey, and people still need to keep calling like crazy. Keep calling like crazy. I know it's weird to just say keep calling because you feel like one person just sitting there making like one phone call, and you're like, well, I did it. I hope everybody else does it too. And if everybody else does it too, it really does make a big impact. You saw what we did with the White House. You saw how we turned the tide a little bit there. We got people talking. Phone calls make a huge difference. If you're in New Jersey, keep calling, keep calling. Mass pandemonium, Spork Life. Mass pandemonium. So thank you very much, Frank, for that video. If anybody else watching has a video, maybe similar to Frank's that you'd like to send over, you just want to, shoot the shit, shout out your shop, tell your story, just send a video on over to me, nick@grimmgreen.com, or try to keep them a little bit shorter. Frank's there, clocking in at 22 seconds, was just about perfect. I have a bunch saved up, but some of them are like 4.5 minutes long. And I'm like, thank you for this video. It's a very moving video and you're telling your story and it's great, but it's also like 5 minutes long. And that's just a little bit too long. The 22-second range, like Frank, let's be like Frank. Let's all be more like Frank. Let's 100% be more like Frank. So what I want to do, just because it's sitting on my desk right now, we're going to do the first round of Super Chats after this segment right here because I'm so parched that I need a beer time. Yeah, Ridgeback, Dark American Lager. That's the beer we're going to be tasting today, and I had to remember it. American Lager. I need to try to find this over here on the Beer Advocate. So what I've basically been doing for all of my beer tastings, including in the Culture of Clouds podcast, is Stan, Tenacious TX Vapes. He sent me a bunch of beer. He sent me like a 6-pack of just a smattering random assortment of beers. And it's been really fun, like going through them and tasting them and seeing which ones he sent. And this is one from his collection. It comes from No Label Brewing. I'm not 100% sure where that's based out of, but this is called Ridgeback Dark American Amber. Dark American Amber. Does that mean it tastes like freedom? Does that mean it tastes like liberty to me? Might taste like both. Might taste like freedom and liberty. You never know. This is No Label Brewing Company. I don't know where it's based out of. Katy, Texas. You want their full address? 5351 First Street in Katy, Texas. If anybody wants to go give them a visit. Ridgeback. Dark American Amber with strong flavors of caramel and roasted malts, but I don't care about that, obviously, because adults don't like flavors. Balanced with just the right amount of Cascade and Golding hops for a sweet and slightly bitter ale named after our sweet dog, Haley. Ridgeback. Here we go. Just going to be pouring it into a tulip-style glass. I was tempted to just do a koozie for this beer for some reason. I was just feeling koozie-ish, but ultimately I decided, it's much more visually appealing when you get to, see the beer. Look at that dark amber American. Dark amber American. Dark American amber. Good Lord. So thank you guys for coming out. I hope you guys have something to drink as well. I hope you got a vape nearby. This is a shout out to Stan, Tenacious TX Vapes. Cheers. Thank you for the beer. Here's to you. Wow, that's great. Wow, that is great. I could drink 18 of these right now. That's one of the most delightful, slightly sweet, slightly malty, easy drinking beers I may have ever had. Like I said, there's some upfront sweetness. It does have that like amber, darker, malty flavor to it, but it's so easy drinking. It's almost a little bit too easy drinking, you guys. You never seen it at a can, Michael? See, Michael in the chat, he only buys the bottles of the Ridgeback. Sorry I'm not fancy enough, Michael, I'm just kidding. But it is. You're right. It's good. It is really good. Really delightful. What I like about it is it feels almost like nitro-y. You know, when we're talking about carbonation in beers, my favorite are, obviously, like a lot of people's favorite, tiny, tiny nitro bubbles. Really, really creamy nitro bubbles. There wasn't like a nitro fidget or widget. Fidget? What? There wasn't like a nitro widget or anything in here, but it has that like, it feels like that creamy, like nitro tiny bubbles. It's good. It's not overly carbonated or effervescent. Let's see here from No Label Brewing. Okay, it's got a pretty decent score over there on the Beer Advocate, 81%. I think this is one of Stan's favorite reviews. Let's see, favorite beers. Let's see what these people have to say. I didn't think this was a great beer, but it's easy drinking in the Texas heat. Yep, that's how I would describe it. Dark brown, reddish, semi-clear hue with a thin head. The aroma is toasty malts and caramel. I don't get a lot of caramel out of this. If it is a caramel, maybe I'm just not getting it. Maybe it's just a nice faint, a whisper of caramel in there. But it is toasty. I get that sweet toastiness from it. Dude, that is too easy drinking. Holy crap, that Ridgeback is too easy drinking. Like I said, I could drink 18 of these right now. I'm going to try to pair it with some peanut butter custard. This is the very random liquid tasting from last week that I've literally just kept on vaping all week long. I have not given up on this peanut butter custard. Of course, I'm talking about the Prohibition Syntax e-liquid. This is in the Odin, Dead Goat, Sparkle Maple DHD tip on top. Let's do a little pairing here. I think this is going to be really great. Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome beer pairing. That's an awesome beer pairing. Those taste delicious together. The peanut butter and the custard and the Ridgeback and the hops and the malty. Damn. Really very good. Really so good I kind of want to do it again. Syntax is fire. I was so shocked how much I like this liquid because generally, like I said in last week, peanut butters are kind of like hit and miss. It's like, could be good, could taste like ass. This one, it's not just good. It's good. It's too good. It's overly good. If there's a good level, this is over that good level. That's excellent. You know, that's one of the pairings that you really just live for. You just hope to get a pairing that good. Deliciousness in a can. Well, that's what I got for beer. Quite delicious. Real quick, let's just do. I guess we'll do a couple of the. Super chats. I saw them kind of piling up there. Some people said that the stream went full potato, so I hope that doesn't happen again. If it does, then. I'm sorry. There's not much I can do about that. And YouTube will still not let me read the very bottom super chat. So whoever is the last super chatter, sorry. That's it. I can only see your name and I can never see your chat. But ZS Benedict says yo to you, ZS. Jace, very, very gracious of you. Love your videos and podcasts. Love from Jace, Rachel, Briley, and Charlie. Huge fans. Boosh. That's what I'm talking about. Shouting out the huge fans with a burp included. 3 of them. Sorry, that was a little gross. Look, everybody burps. Tenacious TX Vapes. My nipples are hard. I can't tell if GrimmGreen or just cold vlog. Stan, not a lot of that made any sense, but I'm glad you're here with me and very gracious of you. Dennis, very gracious of you. Woo! So, time for a vlog. Sup, Nick from New Zealand. Can't wait to see you at Oceania. I'm going to be there. Oceania Expo, New Zealand. It's the very, very beginning of December. I am overjoyed. I am so excited to go to New Zealand. Eifer, is Scotty under the desk blowing you? What? Eifer, come on. Don't even talk about, why would you even talk about that? Steel Mesh, very gracious of you. Have lunch on Vapor Chasers tomorrow. Thanks for all you do for the vape industry. Thank you. I will. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to go to In-N-Out and I'm going to get animal style fries, obviously, double, no tomatoes, but yes, onions, also a lemon up. I think that's what I'm going to do for lunch tomorrow. Jace, very gracious of you. Crown the King Nipple. Don't remember the podcast. I think it's a 20 Questions Part 2 with Ruby Roo. That could be. That could be. We've had 142 episodes of the Culture of Clouds podcast, and if you ask me to remember any of them, it's just one big blur of podcasts. It's like there's so many inside jokes and so many weird offhand comments in there, but that sounds familiar. Randy, very gracious of you. Yo fam to you. Robert, very gracious of you. Hey Grim, I had an allergic reaction to some vape flavoring that scared me to not vape, but I still salute those that vape because that's your right. Did you have an allergic reaction to the vape flavoring, or was it an allergic reaction to the PG? Because there's a lot of people in the world that don't have necessarily a full-on allergy to propylene glycol, to PG, but they do have a sensitivity to it, and if you keep that to a minimum in your liquids, it could work out for you, Robert. Could work out for you. Either way, really appreciate that. Randy, again, deja vu, yo. Jeannie, very gracious of you. Someone get me the number for Jersey and Charlie Baker. I've got a few choice words for them. Yeah, absolutely. If we can find that, let's put it in the chat. 100%. 200%. I want to hear your choice words for Jersey and Charlie Baker. We're going to end it here with M. Hoskins, very gracious of you. I want to give a huge birthday shout out to my girlfriend and I. She has been such a huge supporter in this journey and couldn't be more grateful. We were born 3 days apart in the same hospital and our social securities are 1 apart. That, M. Hoskins, that is some cosmic shit going on right there. I wish you guys all the best. We're gonna pick up there with Patches O'Houlihan when we get back to the super chats. But what I wanted to do right now was just real quickly talk about what I've been vaping. So it's been the Odin a lot. I really am enjoying this. I'm really enjoying the DNA 250C. I just haven't vaped. I'm gonna sneeze. That was inevitable. That's something that was just going to happen. Completely inevitable. Loving it. I miss DNA boards. DNA boards always give you, like Ruby Roo used to say, that clean signal. It's just a nice, clean signal from the DNA boards. It's been amazing. Dead goat on top. This is nothing new. This is the, the syntax, the peanut butter, custard. It's delicious. Still hanging in there also with last week's retro vape, the dead goat, the Hexome goat with matte SMM Serpent Elevate on there. Turkish maize on the inside. Still loving this. How good is that? How freaking good is that? Also, I don't know why I've been rocking this. I love the Vaporesso Gen so much, and I had nothing to put on top of it, so I threw one of those Geek Vape disposable sub-ohm tanks on top, and it vapes awesome. It's just such a low capacity that it basically feels like I'm using a dripper. If I carry this around, I just have to carry around a bottle of liquid with me. But dude, it vapes so good. Surf satisfying on the inside there. Of course, I got Grimm kits coming out my nose. This is just the one I've been using the most. It's filled with the blueberry granola bar. And this is the Grimm kit that I use with 6 milligram and the mesh coil head with it full open. But I do it mouth to lung. Has anybody tried that yet? Has anybody that has a Grimm kit tried that yet? It's kind of my favorite thing. You don't even need to drag that hard. It's just a nice little... And it's so tasty, and it gives me a little bit of a throat hit, and it's just so satisfying. Yeah, anyway, Been rocking those quite heavily. Of course, I'm not going to go anywhere without the topside SQ and the dang RDA on top. That dang is, it's dang worthy. It's dang worthy. And for once in a vlog, all my batteries aren't dying. Of course, I got Tropicana over there from the wonderful people at Aspen Modco, Ruby and Josh. That's topped with the Eternal RDA, loaded up with Pony on Acid. I think these are still wet. God, that's good. And another thing I got loaded up with Pony on Acid, I'm still hanging in there with that Death Wish Mods Nostromo Conduit, my super death metal DNA 250C. It's topped with that Death Trap 2 30mm single coil RDA. Pony on Acid as well. Delicious. Delicious. And then lastly, but certainly not leastly, I got an old school Titan. I got the TM24 with the Eclipse cap on top because I just think that looks so cool. I like that the blue of the TM24 deck matches the blue of the Titan. That's one of my favorite things. Getting matchy-matchy, you guys. It's just one of my favorite freaking things of all time. This is loaded up with Grim Cult Yig, some of the last that exists on Earth, unfortunately. Thank you, Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. Thank you. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's stupid how much I like Yig. It's just a little bit silly how much I like Yig. So now that we're through that, I don't know, what do you want to do next? I do have some mail. It might be time to open some freaking mail. How are we doing on time? Of course we're running behind. That's just what we do on the vlog. We just run behind. But I do have some mail, and I wanted to do some mail. So I'm in charge here. Let's do some mail. Yeah. Yeah, mail. I got some DHL packages. I got some other packages. It's just been a while since I've had like some solid mail, like some real solid mail. I don't know if there's anything that I'm going to be able to set up in this, but that's honestly something I'd like to start featuring a lot more. I'd honestly like a little bit less mail, and I'd like to take this, the time in the vlog to like set up and like go through something like an unboxing type of thing instead of just opening like package after 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 package. USA to Nick Green from Susan. Oh, thank you, Susan. Nice tape job, Susan. Really laying the tape on here thick. Remember, cut towards your buddy, not towards your body. Do as I say, not as I do. What are you? The Zoomix? Sure. All right, Zoomix. What do you got for me, Zoomix? If this is a refillable pod, I'm going to be all about this, Zoomix. I think this is going to be a refillable pod. I need a refillable pod. I want more refillable pods. I need all the refillable pods. Yeah, they got me sending me a bunch of Zoomixes. Zoomix Univapo? The Univapo Zoomix. I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell. I don't remember talking to Univapo. I just want to I want to see the size of this because on the box it looks like it's going to be a nice little small size. Like a nice little small size. Oh, I opened the rainbow, and they do not mess around with this rainbow. You guys seeing that there? That Zoomix. Look at that rainbow. That is crazy rainbow. That's not even like heat treated rainbow. That's just straight up like rainbow. Oh, okay. So this is a little throwbacky. This is a little nostalgic, isn't it? screw in. It's kind of like an ego twist. Remember the ego twist? This goes in here, right? Yep, like that. And then you put the little cone of shame over it. The pod goes in and you got a little cone of shame over it. It's exactly like the ego twist back in the day, which I really liked. I liked having the cover for the tank. I think that's pretty slick. Ryan Hall did a review. All right, I'm going to check out Ryan Hall's review. I kind of want to try to vape this right now. Okay, let's wait. Let's hold on the Zoom Mix real quick because I want to see what else is there. But I kind of want to try to vape that right now. And it's all ready. I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. You know, the flannel, it's just already too much. As soon as you get in here and you start vlogging, the temperature in my office goes up like 25 degrees. It just becomes the sun in here. Ask any guest that's been on this vlog. They'll tell you, yep, it gets hot as shit in there. In fact, in my old apartment when Beecher came out, we had to sit there with the air conditioning on for like an hour and then turn it off so you couldn't hear it, and it started off nice and cool. Nice and cool. You want me to keep going, Nathan? That's weird. No, of course not. What do you... I can't be purchased. Intake dual. Intake dual. Intake dual. Intake dual from Mike Vapes. Mike Vapes. Intake dual. RTA. RTA. I was fiddling around with these at Vapor Expo UK, but I didn't I didn't have the guts to walk up to Og Vape and be like, can I just have one? I didn't want to say that, but they sent me one. Intake dual RTA. All right, I'm stoked. Mike designs dope shit, and I'm excited to try that out. Intake dual RTA. Intake dual RTA. Mike Vapes. Mike Vapes. Don't know what this is. Of course I don't. Unicorn Vapes. Constant Contact? What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Unicorn Vapes? I'm going to love the flavor on the Intake Dual? Yeah, I mean, I have enjoyed like 90% of what Mike has done, and especially lately. Oh yeah, this is a mech I have. I think I have one of these. Yeah, I definitely do. Okay. Well, shoot. Now I have two, and I'm not going to give anything to anybody. No, that's not completely true. That's not entirely true at all. I love this Constant Contact mech from Unicorn Vapes. I feel like more than me just needs to enjoy it. And there's also an RDA included, the Unicorn RDA V2. Interesting. All right, Unicorn Vapes. That's very cool. Oh, there's just one baggie with one O-ring. Like, how are you going to keep track of that? One baggie with one O-ring? Like, you want me to just do, like, I have a bunch of little drawers, like Jerry Seinfeld with the buttons? It's like I just have drawers of O-rings. Like, huh? No, it's got to be the right O-ring that came with the RDA. All right, Unicorn Vapes. All right, Unicorn Vapes. What else? Oh, batteries. This could be mods. This could be mods. Let's see. Oops. That's what happens when you rest a package on your space bar. All right, let's move the keyboard out of the way. Silly. And oh, cool. I was just talking to Ruby about this. She was just raving about this. The Innokin Proton Mini. I really liked the Innokin Proton. I thought that kit was a sick, sick kit. Now we got the Mini, Innokin Proton Mini, and it comes with the tank. It's called the Ajax tank, and I think that's a funny name for a tank. Ajax. Ajax like the cleaner, like the cleanser. You scrub your bathroom with Ajax. All right, well, let's get to this last one here. It says fragile this side up. All right. This came from Lone Star Vapors. Lone Star. Spaceballs? No? Come on, you guys. Spaceballs? Lone Star. Mr. Nick Green. Oh, this is very official and fancy. Oh my gosh, Lone Star Vapors. Nick, yo, I hope this I'm gonna read this real quick. Fantastic start of October. It's the PB Chocolate Stout I promised. I saw it at the grocery store and instantly thought of you. I knew you would get a kick out of the Flying Pig, truly ridiculous. Oh, it's beer. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's very cool. Thank you so much, Lone Star Vapors. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Carol. That's a very, very nice thank you note. That is a very, very nice thank you note. And yes, it's beer. It's beer. Yes. Awesome. Freaking beer mail. Yeah, I know. Oh, and Smacks? What, they sent me Pony on Acid? Why are they saying Pony on Acid? Why are they doing that? Oh, yeah, it's a bunch of beer. It's that peanut butter, Where did we talk about this? We talked about this somewhere. Peanut butter chocolate Russian Imperial Stout, Saloon Door Brewing. The beer itself is called Ridiculous AF. And then they have this, like, tattooed winged pig. Yeah, Spaceballs the Flamethrower. Spaceballs is an amazing movie, okay? Lone Star. Love this. Saloon Door Ridiculous AF. You know what? Let's take a break from the Stan Tenacious TX Vape string of beers. Next week in the vlog, we're doing this guy. We're doing Saloon Door Ridiculous AF. If you have the ability to get it, we could all taste it together. But so far, I'm sold. I'm sold on it. I'm sold on this. I'm sold. And there's a bunch. It's just a bunch of beer. That's all that's in here. I'm not missing anything else. But they know me so well that they just threw in a bottle of Pony on Acid. Smacks Pony on Acid. And a Smacks air freshener that maybe I'll hang in my car. Or maybe this will replace Dr. Dre. Not bloody likely. All right. Now that is that, that's that. Sick. We got it all set up. Now I want to set up this little Zoomix guy. I'm gonna fill it with 6 milligram. I'm gonna use the same exact liquid that I've been using in the Grimm kits. It's a 6 milligram normal nicotine, non-salt nicotine. We're combing the desert. Randy, that's hilarious. Randy, you're hilarious. You're an hilarious person. So I'm going to see what I need to do here. There's no way to get the coil heads out, I'm pretty sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it up the old-fashioned way. Just going to throw some liquid in here. I might try to throw some liquid straight down the bottom as well, because I used to do that back in the day. Zoomix. I believe this is the same company that did that E8 pod. Does anybody remember that tiny, tiny, tiny little E8 pod? This was a great little pod. The E8 pod was actually pretty ridiculously legit. It was this tiny little thing. Right there. Little tiny, tiny, tiny E8 pod. Just a little tiny little pod. And it was very cool. And I keep it on hand. I keep it on hand because I liked using it so much. See, I don't know how I'm going to get liquid down in there. I don't know if you have to prime it. It looks like a horizontal coil across the bottom. Unless I'm just crazy. But that kind of looks like a horizontal coil across the bottom. All right, I'm just going to put 2 drips in there. We're going to see how this goes. This just presses in. Yeah, it's 5 on, 5 off. Yeah, it's sizzling. I can put the cone of shame back on. I'll apply a drip tip. This feels like I'm using an Ego Twist. This seems like I'm using an ego twist. It just, especially because of the shape. I mean, this is almost the size of the exact old ego batteries from like 2011. I'm talking about these old ego batteries. It's crazy. Like, remember, everything is cyclical in the vape industry. All designs come back around. And this is basically the newest sort of like, remember the ego, you guys? Remember the ego? Let's do one like that. Let's do one like that. It is stiff. It is a stiff mouth to lung there. I'm just going to press the button. I'm going to see what happens. Oh. Dang, that's actually really nice. That's actually a really stiff mouth to lung. I wonder if it's any different with the cone of shame off. Nope, feels the same. Feels the same. And I just learned it's an auto switch. Don't even need to press the button. Don't even need to press the button, and that's cool. Wow. Look at you, little Zoomix. Little Zoomix guy. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I was fascinated with this as soon as I saw it because, again, it just reminds me of the egos. And I have a very like nostalgic thing. It's a stiff mouth to lung. Stiff, James. Stiff. I said it. I'll say it again. It's stiff. This is a stiff mouth to lung. And with 6 milligram, it's really very, very nice. I'm getting so many nostalgic feelings right now because of the size and shape of this. It just reminds me of the ego twist. So much, even with the cone of shame and everything. All right, cool. Well, there you go. That's the Univapo Zoomix, aka basically the newest version of the ego twist. And it's really nice with a 6 milligram in it, mouth to lung. I wish with all of my wishes that I didn't open the rainbow one, but it's whatever. I should have been paying attention, right? I feel like I should have been paying attention. I probably would have opened the black one, maybe the blue one, if there was a green one maybe, but the rainbow was a bad choice. It does not twist. It does not twist. There's no way to adjust it. It's just one like set voltage. Dude, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Someone in the chat was asking about the PG-VG ratio of this. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 70%. Yeah, 70 VG. 70 VG of the 6 milligram blueberry granola bar. See, this is really more of like the rainbow of this reminds me like if Taylor Swift was a vape, it would be this. It's like Taylor Swift's new album. It's all rainbowy. That's what this reminds me of. I feel like this should play a Taylor Swift song when you press the button. That's just the rainbowy it reminds me of. It's not like, real, like the traditional rainbow color that we've been used to. All the rainbow of all of the vape stuff is not this. This is like pop music. This is like a pop music mod. Yeah, vape the rainbow, taste the rainbow. I feel like it should be playing a Taylor Swift song. I feel like it should be playing a Taylor Swift song. And it's not even like all the colors of the rainbow, is it? It's not even all the colors of the rainbow. There's no violet in here. I know that's a color of the rainbow. Is it? I learned today that I don't know much about rainbows. I just really like that draw. That draw is on the stiff side, and going back and forth between that and like my really open. All right, flavor's still a little bit better on the Grimm kit, and look, I'm just gonna say it's a little bit better on the Grimm kit. It's fine. It's whatever. So right now, I think that I would like to, what should I do? Male. No, we did male. Retro vape or liquid? Retro vape or juice? Retro vape or juice? Retro vape or juice? I've just decided, let's retro vape. Ding! All right, so what we're going to be retro vaping today is an RDA. I dug it out of the closet on Wednesday, I believe. It was actually during the patron stream. So yo, if you're here, you already know what I'm going to retro vape. You already know. I dug this out, and I decided on this retro vape because of Matt. Because of Matt SMM, he's just been doing so many great things. He's such a vocal advocate for vapor products on Twitter, for harm reduction on Twitter and across the internet. And I'm going back to some of his products. Last week was the Serpent SMM. Right now, today, we're doing this guy. It's sitting on top of that bearded custom Viking skull. Anybody recognize that RDA? That's the Nudge. Yeah, that's the Nudge. That is a Nudge RDA. He did this with Wotofo. Yeah, if you're here, smash that like button. If you're here at the Retro Vape and you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button. That would help me out. That would help me out like crazy. This is the Nudge, so I'm going to put it on top of the Vaporesso Gen right here. This is the Nudge, had a dual what do you mean check atomizer? I'm going to turn the wattage way up because this is a 0.15, so I'm going to turn this to at least like 80 watts. The only downside is I don't have this wicked right now. I don't have this wicked, so I kind of have to wick this. And I apologize. I don't have any... Oh, man. That's fine. I'm going to have to use a pad. I'm going to have to use a pad because I don't have any cotton bacon on hand right now. And I've been trying to use these wicks right here. Juicy Wicks, Vape Wick. Oh, yeah, Super Chats. Thank you for that, Ruby Roo. Juicy Wicks here. I've been trying to use it, but it's a weird cotton. It's just a weird cotton. It's very hairy. See this? It's very... I don't know, there's like a grain to it, and it's very, very sort of thin and hairy and a little bit weird, just a little bit weird to work with. Just a little bit weird to work with. It vapes really well, it's just a little bit weird to work with. So I'm going to get this set up. We're going to do those Super Chats right after this little segment right here. I'm going to try to just wick this as fast as I possibly can. This is something that I should have done earlier, but you know what? I didn't. But I don't feel any personal shame or anything. This is just the way life works out sometimes. We can talk amongst ourselves right now while I'm re-wicking this Nudge RDA. Nudge RDA. Who the craptastic is texting me? Yes, I need some more cotton bacon, Danielle. We'll talk later. Thank you, Ruby Roo. We are going to do the Super Chats. Appreciate that. So, got to take my glasses off and go into full Russian hacker mode. As someone pointed out in the chat, I am nearsighted, which means I can see up close really, really well. But anything out like this far, nah, it's just a mess. It just looks like a mess of shit. Just a mess of shit. I cut this way too thick. And it's probably because these coils are just really long coils. Really long coils. And that's okay. I'm excited to try this Nudge again. I remember enjoying this RDA quite a bit. But it's been so long since I've tried it that I have no memory of it. I don't remember how it vapes. I don't remember how the airflow feels. I don't remember how the flavor is. I feel like I'm going into this completely blind. I feel like this is the first time I'm ever trying the Nudge. I don't remember if the Nudge was a particularly popular RDA. Anybody out? Do you guys have out there have any Nudges? Do you have a Nudge? Did you buy into the hype and buy a Nudge? I feel like a lot of people did. I mean, not necessarily like buy into the hype, but purchased Nudges, and I really liked it. In fact, what I remember most about the Nudge, wasn't it Joel? Wasn't it Mr. Just Right 1? The Nudge was like his daily driver RDA. Like the Nudge was Mr. Just Right 1's daily driver RDA. He was a big fan of the Nudge. At least when I met him in, where did I meet him? Was that NVE, Connecticut or Long Island? Long Island? I don't remember. I got some rage sweat going. But it's wicked. It's getting there. I just need to tuck the wicks down. Boop. Should be easy. Yeah, really super easy. Boop like that. Boop like that. That's what you do with cotton. You boop it. You boop it down. You boop it down into the wick holes. You boop it down, okay? So, let's see. What are we going to do today? A little Boule Bolu, maybe? Little Boule Bolu. We're going to throw some Boule Bolu onto this little Nudge RDA. Grim, did you just wink at someone? What is this, a conspiracy? Did you wink at him? I know him. Oh, I didn't know if you thought there was like a conspiracy or something going on. Yeah, Rashida Tlaib, awful. She is just one of the worst. Except for Charlie Baker. I genuinely feel like most of my anger right now is directed at Michael Bloomberg and Charlie Baker. Oh, we got vapors. Yeah, it has been wicked. It has been juiced. Oh, and vapors. All right, well, here we go. Gonna put this back together. Full open here on the Nudge Airflow, loaded up with Boule Bolu. This is the same build that I have had in this Nudge since I did the review. Since I did the Nudge review, this is the same coils that are in there. Wicked up with some old school Kogendo, loaded up with Boule Bolu. Let's give the Nudge another try, shall we? Yeah, great. It's great flavor. Wattage just a little bit too high there. Just a hair on the high side. I've become a lower and lower wattage vapor as time goes on. This is something, we were talking about this today in the podcast, or Sunday, speaking from the Time Machine Sunday, talking about DNA 250C. I have never really ever gone above 100 watts. What on earth do I need 250 watts for? Is it a temperature control thing? Are people utilizing 250 watts? I've personally never used 250 watts. Sorry, I just wanted to have some beer. But the Nudge, flavor's banging, airflow's pretty banging. I remember the airflow feeling a little bit smoother. It honestly feels like a little slightly turbulency happening. Not necessarily turbulent, I guess. Man, the flavor is really good in this Nudge. This Boule Bolu tastes banging in here. Banging in here. Really nice flavor. Really nice flavor. The airflow, it's not super smooth, but it's also not turbulent. I guess I would describe this airflow as sharp. That's something I've thrown out there quite a bit, is sharp. It's like a sharp airflow. Like the edges around the airflow it just comes in, it feels sharp to me. Sharp. Banging flavor, nice and warm. Boule Bolu, tasting really good in this Nudge. Really good in this Nudge. Now, I just want to do a quick Google foo, and I want to see if you can still find a Nudge RDA, if they're available, and where you could find one. Let's see. Element Vape has the 24 millimeter Nudge in stock right now for $9.95. $9.95. You could go have a 24 mil. Oh no, it's out of stock. Damn it! It's out of stock. Damn it! I'm trying to find you guys a deal on the Nudge here. It's just not happening. Let's see. My Freedom Smokes has it in stock. $17.95 in stock. You too can have a Nudge RDA, a flavor banger. It's just a little flavor banger. All right. Well, I have a feeling, damn it, this is going to be one of those retro vapes that I just keep around. It just is. I remember the Nudge being this flavorful, and one of the things that I love about the Nudge, that I'm rediscovering that I love about the Nudge, is the ability to just blay your juice right through the middle like a champion. It's going to hit the middle. It's going to go all over your coils. There's no need to kind of do the tilty thing or anything like that. It's just bleh right down the middle. Fantastic. And with the Nudge, you can freshly drip and take a really hard drag right afterwards. And I don't get like that spit back in my mouth that happens just when coils are centered in front of your airflow, like some RDAs, right? Kind of like the Dang, kind of like the Coil Turd, kind of like the Dead Rabbit, how the coils were right there. I would always have Dead Goat does the same thing. If you freshly drip and take a big rip, you get smatterings in your mouth, which is why I constantly do this. It's like the distance purge. Dude, I love this. I'm loving this, dude. Nudge. The Nudge can be yours. Still $17. $17.95. I'm stoked. Stoked I got it. I'm stoked for trying the Nudge again. I'm stoked for trying this again. That's real nice. That's just a real nice vape. For anybody curious, here's what I'm going to say about this retro vape, which is what I say about a lot of retro vapes, it seems. Still holds up. Still holds up 100%. If you're curious about the Nudge, it holds up and vapes just as good as anything on my desk. Let's try it right next to the TM24 Pro Series. Yeah. Both vaping great. Awesome. It holds up. It vapes just as good today as it did when it came out. Holds up. Definitely holds up there, the Nudge. Well done, Nudge. Well done, little Nudge guy. So let's do, before we get to news and advocacy, before we get to anything, let's do some of the super chats. I didn't load the super chat. I didn't load the super chat bumper in here, so that's kind of a bummer. So it was kind of like that, right? That's kind of the sound it made. It's kind of the sound it made. All right. Patches O'Houlihan, what do you have to say? Patches O'Hooligan. Sorry. Yo, Grim. Love you and all you do. Shout out to You Suck Vapes. Hope you can read it better this time. Yeah. You Suck Vapes. We're shouting out You Suck Vapes. Wired Talk with Big G. Very gracious of you. So it seems the anti-vape propaganda machine has hit the UK. Stories about vape illnesses from 2017 are now questioning its safety. Yeah. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. First of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the United States mainstream news media. It is a nice big propaganda machine, and unfortunately, the damage that they're doing in the United States is spreading. It's spreading out to places like Australia and the United Kingdom and Ireland. It's bananas. Thankfully, in the United Kingdom, you have actual politicians, actual MPs, actual public health officials, actual scientists, and actual doctors all still heavily coming out in favor of vaping. There was just something I saw recently from Public Health England on Twitter where they just say, we'd like to reaffirm our stance on vaping. In spite of everything that's going on, I assure you that in the United Kingdom, vaping is still much safer for you than smoking traditional tobacco, cigarettes. They still want their citizens to switch without hesitation. I'm sorry, Wired Talk there. Road Vapor, always be respectful and factual in your protests. Yes, always be respectful and factual in your protests. In fact, I on Twitter the other day, I wrote a Twitter to Mike Bloomberg, used a couple of obscenities, tossed the big F word around there a few times, and regretted it. It's not a good look. It's an ugly look, and I deleted that tweet a few hours later because I felt like that's not what I should have been doing. That doesn't really help anybody, to fly off the handle like that and just be like, fuck you, Mike Bloomberg. And like, I might feel like that sometimes, and you might want to shout that at Mike Bloomberg sometimes, but it really ultimately doesn't do anybody any good. So I just went ahead and deleted that tweet. But yes, Road Vapor, always be respectful and factual in your protests. Janae, I have some Finnish vodka. Yum. Yeah, you do. Finnish vodka. Nicotine. What are you doing here, Nicotine? Hey, Grim. Great meeting you in DC. I'm the computer puncher. There he is. The computer puncher. Hope you got that note that goes along with the Strollman Sapodilla juice. I don't have the note. I don't have the note that goes along with the juice, but I have the juice. That is going to be the liquid tasting coming up very, very soon. This juice that I got this week came from Nicotine. Southern Vape Advocate, I missed you at the rally. I apologize, man. November 18th, as many vapors as possible need to beat the Massachusetts State House need to be at the Massachusetts State House lawn. Kasa just put it on Twitter. Thanks for all you do. Yeah. Big rally in Massachusetts happening. They're going to the Massachusetts State House lawn. Kasa has a tweet out on Twitter. I will retweet it. I make sure as many people know about that as possible. I'll put the details in the description of this video for anybody watching on the replay or listening on the replay. Oh man, the super chat did that thing where it jumped way back down. Nicholas Stewart, it was great seeing you and Pickles in DC. Thanks for all those kind words about Ben. If it makes it easier knowing all of the people he will help. Yes, absolutely. Unfortunately, Ben, we discovered that Ben passed away. Ben the dog passed away. Rescue e-liquid mascot Ben. I mean, not the mascot, but he was the liquid. He was the namesake of Ben the e-liquid, and it's sad. I mean, that's very, very sad. Road Vapor, green haze in 2020. I don't know about that. Could you really picture that? Maybe Jay Hayes can be the president. I'll be the vice president. I think that's a good way to go. If he wants me to be his vice president, I'll say yes. I'll be your vice president, Jay Hayes. Not the real Gerard Butler. I dropped a deuce with no clothes on in your honor. Well, you didn't have to, but you did. And how was it? It's pretty fantastic, isn't it? Randy, very gracious of you. Need a new dogs barking in the distance. Yes, we just recorded one. We just recorded a new episode last night. Should be up on the Patreon by this weekend. I'm thinking Saturday. Might throw it up on a weekend on a Saturday. Eric, very gracious of you. Very gracious of you. Grim, thank you so much for all you do for us. I own a vape shop in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and we've had you on our shop for years now. Thank you, bro. Thank you. That's one of my favorite things when I get to talk to shop owners and they're like, bro, we play your shop. We play your videos in the shop. I'm just, thank you. I mean, thank you. I really very, very much appreciate that. Really very much appreciate that. And there's a huge part of me, the biggest part of me really, that thinks about just GrimmGreen 2009, sitting in my office, sitting in my bedroom with a little e-cig, just enjoying it and talking about it and thinking, man, if we could get everybody vaping, the world would be so great. And I'm going to get as many people vaping as I can. And thinking back then to now, there's vape shops in the country that play my videos. It's just so incredibly humbling. I've got nothing but gratitude. Thank you, Eric. That's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Frank, yo to you, Nick. Happy Thursday. Damn right. Happy Thursday. Thursday, you guys, is literally my favorite day of the week. It's my busiest day of the week, but it's also my absolute favorite day of the week. Thursdays feel like Fridays to me because even though I still work on Friday, Thursday is my busiest day, and having your Friday on a Thursday, it just feels nice. It just feels nice. Sorry, I just came in from shed time. Look, no judgments here. No judgments here at all. Enjoy it. Enjoy being in the shed. Eric, very gracious of you. Definitely DNA 250C fan. Triad topped with a profile Unity and a drone topped with a profile RDA. Absolutely perfect vape. Damn, Eric. That sounds good. And not a lot of people have found their absolutely perfect vape yet. So consider yourself among the lucky ones. Road Vapor, one more time. We need a Stormtrooper neck tattoo in the White House. Yeah, we don't. I don't want to be in the White House. I don't want that job. But when I was having my intense shed time experience walking back from the Lincoln Memorial back to our hotel, I was thinking in my head, like, I could be a politician. I could do this. I think talked about this on Tuesday, Bro Tuesday. I was thinking I could do that. I could be a politician. And my little tagline, like my poster would say, this was bound to happen sooner or later. Like, you're bound to have a tattooed politician. We got an entire generation of Gen Xers getting up there in age, tattooed from head to toe. You're going to have a tattooed politician at some day, America. You're going to have a tattooed politician. It's just going to happen. I think that's the ticket I would run on. I'd be like, look, this was going to happen. You all saw this coming. Tattooed politician. I don't know. I don't really think I could be a politician. Adam, very gracious of you. Been watching you for a year. Smoke free for over 10. Kind of came across vape the same time you did. Really enjoy your passion and will not stop vaping unless I want to. Fan and thank you. All right. Thank you, Adam. That's very gracious of you. Crimson, I overheated my RDA on my gen. Now the 510 pin looks like a spider web and it moves in place. I sent you a photo on the GrimmStream Insta. I'll check that out. That does not sound, that doesn't sound good to me at all. We're going to end it here with the Vape Whisperer because I got some liquids to taste. Can't wait for my dang to get here. Also, thank you everyone who came out for the Illinois Vape Rally on Tuesday to fight the flavor ban. Yeah, I saw pictures. Of all of the vapors with their We Vape, We Vote signs in the Illinois, what was that, the Capitol building? Looked like Capitol building to me. All their We Vape, We Vote signs. It's just so freaking inspiring. This rally has really stirred something in a lot of people. It's made a lot of people who were previously not active, not political, very active, very radicalized, very, very political, and it's just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful thing to behold. So excited about that rally that happened. Awesome. So what we're going to do right now, you guys, it's time. It's time to taste the liquid that came from Innokin. Let's just do the damn thing. Juice. This is what it's called. Blended. It's written in such a weird font that I can't quite tell what it says, but it's blended. This is 3 milligram Sapadilla straw melon. Sapadilla straw melon. And I don't have the note that was included with nicotine that Innokin gave me when he gave me this liquid at the rally. This was the one vape liquid I got at the rally. I don't have the note, but I remember the conversation because he handed it to me and he said the words that I like to hear. He's like, I know that you're a strawberry whore and I'm a strawberry whore too, so I think you'll really like this. And all he had to say was strawberry whore. And I was like, yep, I'm on board. I'm a strawberry whore. Let's do it. Let's taste this blended. I don't know what Sapadilla is. Sapadilla straw melon? Sapadilla. Is this something I'm going to have to Google? Oh, man. Okay, Sapadilla. Oh, okay. So this is an actual fruit. This is a fruit that is in Mexico and Central America. It's a Sapadilla, commonly known as a Sapadilla anasberry. It's in the American Caribbean. Doesn't say what it tastes like. What does a Sapadilla taste like? The skin is brown and scruffy. The flesh varies from yellow shades to brown, sometimes reddish brown, granular texture. The flavor is sweet and pleasant, ranging from pear to crunchy brown sugar. Dude, Sapadilla. I didn't even know that was a thing before right now. Let's try this. That just made me so excited about this. Okay, it's pretty strawberry. I'm not getting a lot of pear crunchy brown sugar. What we're going to be tasting this in tonight is Stan's Tenacious TX Vapes Dreamer Mech, my original copper and black, brass and black, with coil turds and RDA for vaping on top. It is loaded up with that cotton, that tough wicks. It's a weird cotton. It's a real weird cotton. It's just real weird to work with. It's real slow at absorbing. You know how, like, cotton bacon prime, when you put liquid on it, it kind of starts absorbing right away. This particular cotton does that thing where it beads up. It forms a bead of liquid on top of the cotton and doesn't quite absorb into it until you work it into the fibers and really get it in there. It's just a weird cotton. Bums me out because I just want it to absorb, and when it doesn't absorb, it ends up running down the side of the battery, down the side of the RDA, down onto your mech mod. I wish it would absorb faster, and it doesn't. Sometimes rayon is like this too. Back in the day when a lot of vapors were using rayon for vaping, did the same thing. It did that weird beady up thing. There it is. There's the vapors. All right. Well, it has been wicked. It has been juiced, and top cap goes on. Glasses go on. Very, very brown sugar heavenly. Are you describing this liquid, Eileen? If this is very brown sugary heavenly, I'm all into it. So here we go. We got RDA for vaping sitting on top of the Tenacious TX Vapes Dreamer mech mod. We're about to do this. Oh, it didn't even focus. That's dumb. There it is. I was holding it way too close. There you go. That's the setup. I think Beecher's atomizer looks pretty dope on top of this. It's got that matte, shiny sort of combination going on there. I got the 2 airflow holes, air cap, airflow ring on there. So here we go. This is Sapodilla Straw Melon. Cheers. Wow. That is weird. That is weird. What does GrimmGreen recommend for the best 28 or 30 millimeter RDA? I'm going to say just get a Kennedy 28 and call it good. Kennedy 28, Cemetery Reaper, Kennedy 28. So what I need to do right now is I am going to I'm going to spend just a little bit of time with this like I always do. I'm just going to sit back and vape it for a sec before we come back and talk about it. So the first thing I'm going to do is Here we go. Okay. So this juice is banging. I'm going to vape this entire bottle. I just know it. This is a banging flavor. Nicotine, you said strawberry whore. Absolutely. This is a strawberry whore's little wet dream right here. It tastes to me. Does anybody remember Cutwood? Remember Cutwood when Cutwood was like Cutwood. And they were like the biggest liquid company in the industry. It was just like Cutwood, like everybody was vaping Cutwood, and they had like the Cutwood girls and tons of sponsorships all over the place. Remember Cutwood? Well, Cutwood made a unicorn milk that was like a strawberry milk. It was a strawberry milk. And once upon a time, they put some additives in their strawberry milk e-liquid that made it turn like a cloudy color. This is verifiable. You can go Google this. Google Cutwood cloudy e-liquid. It was pink and it was cloudy and it looked the way that like strawberry milk looks. And I never, ever, ever got to taste that version of it. But in my head, it tasted like this. This is a creamy strawberry watermelon flavor. It's like this much strawberry, this much watermelon. I don't get much of anything with the sapadilla. It's not coming out at me. It might just be in there as like a nice creamy rounding agent. I'm not 100% sure, but this tastes like the creamiest strawberry milk with like a little bit of watermelon. It's like strawberry milk with watermelon. Strawberry watermelon milk. Strawberry watermelon milk. That's kind of how it goes. Strawberry watermelon milk. That's what this tastes like to me. In my head, when I vaped it, I just pictured a sea of like pink milk that I was just, it was like a swimming pool of pink milk that I just dove into. That's the taste that I got from this. The strawberry and the watermelon together, it's just a beautiful combination. It's so well balanced. It's almost, I take back what I said. It's not even like strawberry watermelon. It's like strawberry watermelon. It's like one cohesive, milky, creamy flavor. Scott Jenkins, were you not paying attention? I just called it creamy. I'm just kidding. I just called it creamy like 18 times in a row. It's creamy. It's creamy in ways that I've never experienced before with an e-liquid. It's a whole other level of like creamy mouthfeel. Like I said, one toot on this, it's like jumping into a creamy pink milk-filled swimming pool. That's what I get. Maybe even like a little bit of like a Jell-O type of, just a little scoot there of Jell-O kind of component to this. Yeah, dude. Very good call, Addy Tooney. Very good call. I have my door closed over in an attempt to prevent the smoke detector from going off, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Creamy strawberry watermelon. That's how I describe this. Damn it, nicotine. Thank you. Whoa. Why did I even try that? Nicotine. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you at the rally. Thank you for this liquid. Blended. It is a sapadilla straw watermelon from Blended. Is that who makes it? Let's see if there's a website on here so I can send you to the right directions. Yeah, it's just called Blended E-Liquid. Greensboro, North Carolina. Blended. Let me show you the label one more time. Blended. Here, I can do an influencer thing. Ready? Oh, I'm an influencer. Look at me drip and enjoy it. There were actually some O's in there. All right, Blended. Well, damn, awesome. How much time do we have left? Oh, we got so much time, you guys. We got so much time to talk about news and advocacy and Scott Gottlieb. It's so vapey in here. It's ridiculous. That is too vapey in here. Too vapey. There is a thing as too much vape, and you're looking at it. So let's jump into it. It's time. I want to spend the complete rest of the vlog doing nothing but news and advocacy. The problem is I don't know where my bumper is. I don't even have a news and advocacy bumper. That is stupid. OBS crashed on me today and deleted everything I had saved in all of my sources and scenes, and I had to reload it all in there, and I forgot the news and advocacy logo. I forgot the news and advocacy bumper, and that is stupid. I forgot the news and advocacy and the super chats. It's okay. All right. Starting right now, news and advocacy. Yeah. All right. Well, we are here today to talk about some news and freaking advocacy, you guys. There's just been a lot going on. Everybody knows there's been a lot going on. I want to focus a little bit on Scott Gottlieb. I want to focus a little bit on our good old friend Scott Gottlieb. I have talked about Scott Gottlieb on this YouTube channel innumerable amount of times. Can't even count on one hand. How many times I've talked about Scott Gottlieb. Oh, before we get to Scott Gottlieb, hang on. More good news from Danielle Jones. Looks like the Illinois, it says we can claim temporary victory in Illinois. Okay, great job, everyone. We put up one hell of a fight. SB 0668, the flavor ban is on hold until 2020. The HB flavor ban is on hold until 2020. The SB 8164 Clean Air Act is on hold until 2020. John Cullerton announces retirement. So what's next for us, you may ask? We will need to keep the pressure on, set up district meetings with everyone. We need to also ask for your support on HB 3960, Youth Prevention Act. Well, there you go. Illinois delayed. Stay of execution, as it were. Both the flavor bans in Illinois are on hold now until the year 2020. And I feel like this is something that might be happening fairly frequently because Oregon above that. Oh, there's more Oregon good news. Good news, everyone. We won in Oregon. The court has made our stay permanent and the emergency order is done with. No Oregon flavor ban. Oh my God. Breaking news. This is a GrimmGreen vlog exclusive. Good news. Good job, everybody in Oregon. I'll take small victories like this. The court has made our stay permanent and the emergency order is done with. Oregon, no flavor ban. Awesome, Oregon. Now I can go back to Portland. Now I can go back to Oregon. I think that's fantastic. Thank you for sending those my way. That's great. That is great, Danielle. Thank you so much. Illinois and Oregon. Yeah, there you go. Now it's time to move to Oregon from Massachusetts. You just move from one coast to the other. It's like right across the country, basically. Come on over to Oregon. They got legalized cannabis and no flavor ban. That's what we need here in California. Thank you, Danielle, for that. So let's get back to Scott Gottlieb. Scott Gottlieb, he was our FDA commissioner. He was the 23rd FDA commissioner. In fact, I'm just going to read his bio from the FDA website because I pulled it up and I might as well read it. Scott Gottlieb, MD. Let's get to know who Scott Gottlieb is, what he's done. Dr. Scott Gottlieb served as the 23rd Commissioner, Food and Drug Administration, May 11th, 2017 to April 5th, 2019. Dr. Gottlieb is a physician, medical policy expert, and public health advocate who previously served as the FDA's Deputy Commissioner for Medical and Scientific Affairs, and before that, a senior advisor to the FDA Commissioner, who at the time I think was Vivek. Wasn't it Vivek Murthy? Who was the FDA commissioner before that? And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. I didn't really realize either, but Scott Gottlieb has been in and out of the FDA for years and years. When they talk about him serving as the deputy commissioner and as the senior advisor, that was him being part of the FDA. I think it was 2003 through like 2007. And he left once in there in 2004 to, I don't know where he went, but then he came back. So he's been a part of the FDA since the very early 2000s, since he's been a very, very long time. He did, I can't find any information about that, Ruby Roo, and I tried today, but he did at one point also work for or own a vapor company. I mean, that's the word we heard when he first came to be our commissioner in 2017. I remember we were talking about it on the podcast that he used to own a vape company, but he had to, disassociate himself so there wasn't a conflict of interest type of thing. He also worked on implementation of the Medicare drug benefit as a senior advisor to the administrator of the Centers for Medicine and Medicaid Services, where he supported policy work on quality improvement and the agency's coverage processes, particularly as it relates to new medical technologies. In 2013, Gottlieb was appointed by the Senate to serve as the Federal Health Information Technology Policy Committee, which advises the Department of Health and Human Services on healthcare information technology. Scott Gottlieb was also previously a resident fellow at the American Enterprise Institute and a clinical assistant professor at the New York University School of Medicine in Manhattan, where he also practiced medicine as the hospitalist physician. He completed a residency in internal medicine at the Mount Sinai Medical Center in New York, and is a graduate of Mount Sinai School of Medicine and Wesleyan University in Middletown, Connecticut, where he studied economics. So Scott Gottlieb is clearly really very smart. And regardless of how you feel about him, he's done a lot of really good things and also a lot of really weird things. But one thing is for sure, he is very well educated. He is a doctor. This is Dr. Gottlieb we're talking about here. And I'm gonna stop calling him Scott. I'm gonna call him Dr. Gottlieb moving forward, because I don't want Dr. Gottlieb to think that I'm trying to be disrespectful to him in any way. He is obviously much, much more educated than I am. He is an actual doctor. I am a barely high school graduate with a YouTube channel, okay? He is a doctor. He's done a lot. Doctor of internal medicine, residencies. He's very well educated and very, very smart. And this all kind of really stems from this article that I ran across in the statnews.com with the big headline that says former FDA commissioner calls for a full ban on pod-based e-cigarettes. And I kind of feel like, look, he's kind of right. He's kind of right about that. I don't think there should be a full ban on anything really in the United States of America. I mean, that's something we can discuss later, but banning and prohibition is not the American thing to do. I just don't agree with prohibition really in any capacity. Really in any capacity. In zero capacity. I guess I can take a firmer stance on that. I don't agree with prohibition in any capacity. How are you doing, Jay Hayes? I'm glad to have you here, buddy. Glad to have you here, Jay Hayes. So former FDA commissioner calls for a full ban on pod-based e-cigarettes. And he's kind of correct, but it's for the wrong reasons. See, he's focusing a little bit too much, I think, on the technology side of it. But I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself. So, like we said, Scott Gottlieb, 2017, became our new FDA commissioner, and nobody knew anything. And we kind of speculated about things like, well, he used to own a vape company. Maybe he's aware of vapor technology. Maybe he's aware of tobacco harm reduction, things like this. And his very first act, does anybody remember his very first big thing that he did as FDA commissioner? What did he do? Yeah, he bumped the PMTA forward 2 years. He moved it to 2022. Just the very first thing he did. He decided, as his first act of FDA commissioner, he would not regulate nicotine products. That's weird to me. That's weird to me that especially in 2017, when we have a huge uptake in Juul usage and 50 milligram liquids on the market, 50 milligram liquids on the market, that his first act was, let's deal with that later. Let's deal with all of that later. Just till 2022. Let's just deal with all that later. The next big thing he did right after that, he wanted to lower nicotine in cigarettes. He wanted to lower the nicotine in cigarettes to levels, I think he called it, that were not addictive, to non-addictive levels of nicotine in a cigarette, which I still believe is a really weird, misguided decision to make, because being an addict myself, an addict of nicotine, that is, myself, being dependent on nicotine, that's not the way my brain works. If I was a cigarette smoker and I knew that when I went out on my break, I could have a cigarette or two and that would satisfy me with nicotine so that I could work another 4 or 5 hours on my shift before I need another cigarette. If you lower the nicotine in cigarettes, instead of having 2 cigarettes on my lunch break, I'm now having 4, 5, 6 cigarettes on my lunch break, 7, 8, 9 cigarettes on my lunch break, because you want what you want. Your brain wants the nicotine that it wants, and it's going to get the nicotine that it wants. And if you lower the nicotine in cigarettes, you're just going to end up smoking more cigarettes. I mean, people would just chain smoke. Exactly, Mike Vapes. People would just chain smoke. So that's 2 really weird things right out of the gates. Dr. Gottlieb, I apologize. 2 really bizarre things right out of the gate, Dr. Gottlieb. Let's delay regulating anything nicotine vapor products for 2 years. And let's also lower the nicotine in e-cigarettes, or in cigarettes rather, tobacco cigarettes, so that people will just chain smoke. That's weird to do right out of the gate, right? That's really bizarre to do right out of the gate. And then we didn't hear from Scott for we didn't hear from Dr. Gottlieb for about another year, because it wasn't until 2018 that he made his big, youth vaping epidemic. Dr. Gottlieb was the first person to use the word epidemic, and he used it into the ground. Every interview, every press release, every article that I could possibly read, epidemic, 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 epidemic. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. And he got this epidemic from the data from the 2018 National Youth Tobacco Survey. And when he first started using the word epidemic, I was asking him to prove it. I said, prove the epidemic. Prove it. Let me see the numbers. If you're basing this on the 2018 National Youth Tobacco Survey, you have all the hard data there. Why aren't you releasing the data and letting other scientists, other public health, other groups look at the data, and then we can decide if it's an epidemic or not? And Dr. Gottlieb basically just said no. They didn't release the data. In years past, before vapor products, they did the National Youth Tobacco Survey. It's something that happens every year. And what they do is they gather all of this data from the National Youth Tobacco Survey, and then they release that data. So like I said, other orgs and groups can decipher all of this really critical data as it pertains to the young people of the United States. But for some reason, with the 2018 National Youth Tobacco Survey, they did not release the data right away. In fact, they didn't release the data for months and months and months. And they didn't release all of it. They released some of it at a time, little bits of it at a time, little bits of it at a time. They kept some of it so close to the vest that we only got it like this year as far as middle school numbers. They didn't release those for like a full year afterwards, which is really bizarre. It's very out of the ordinary because that's not what they do. They release this data, like I've already said 1,000 times, so other people can look at it as well. Well, now that all the 2018 National Youth Tobacco Survey data is finally out up in the open, there's a lot of people who didn't see the epidemic that Dr. Gottlieb claimed that there was. Iowa Attorney General Tom Miller, he just wrote a letter recently to the Trump administration outlining in his little chart, this is what the National Youth Tobacco Survey says. Black and white. Here's what it says. Non-vapors, non-smokers that picked up vaping wasn't even 1%. It was 0.6%. Is that an epidemic? Is that an epidemic? Is 0.6% of new youth users who have never smoked or vaped, is that an epidemic? It's concerning, yes, because we don't want youths vaping. If you don't smoke and you don't vape, just stay the fuck away. None of this belongs to you. Unless you're an of-age, adult-free American, and then you get to decide what you put inside your body. That's how America works. 0.6% was declared an epidemic. And then that's all we heard. And I remember very vividly saying in a vlog, I don't want the word epidemic to just start being true because people keep repeating it. And that is exactly what happened. All Dr. Gottlieb had to do was say epidemic a few dozen times. Every news media outlet picked up on it. Epidemic is everywhere. It's still an epidemic. Still an epidemic. The word epidemic, Dr. Gottlieb, is still being used despite the fact that it's less than it's less than a percent. Less than a percent is an epidemic. So that's what he did while he was FDA Commissioner. And as soon as he leaves the FDA, it's like good Scott, bad Scott. Bad Scott was the Bad Dr. Gottlieb was our FDA commissioner. And as soon as he left office, as soon as he was done being with the FDA, suddenly his whole tune has changed. His whole tune has changed. He's defending open vapor products, kind of. In this article, he says that he wants a ban for pod-based e-cigarettes. Pod-based e-cigarettes. Gottlieb believes that open tank vaping systems, such as those sold in dedicated adult-only vape shops, should still be able to stay on the market. Good Scott, bad Scott. Good Scott, bad Scott. We can preserve for adults the open tank vaping systems that are sold in adult vape shops, Gottlieb says. The kids don't like those big open tank contraptions. The kids just don't like those big open tank contraptions. So he's kind of right, but it's for the... Whoops, what the hectic was that? Oh, that was super bizarre. My computer just did a really super bizarre... I don't know, that's weird. You just go with it. So he's kind of right, because the youths are using pods, Juuls mostly. I was going to grab out a pod and show you a pod, but you guys all know what a pod looks like. It's a caliber, and they're not even using these. Juuls. They're using Juuls. And he's even said on Twitter, this has been a Juul problem since day one. Day one was when you were head of the FDA. Day one was in 2017 when you could have nipped this in the bud and decided to not nip this in the bud for 2 more years. That was day one. If Dr. Gottlieb, if you're saying that this has been a Juul problem from day one was you, bro. You were the FDA commissioner. You could have regulated this. And he's right again. And again, he's kind of right in saying that it's pod-based systems, but I don't believe it's because of the technology. I don't think it's simply because this looks different and functions differently than this. I don't believe that's it. And I also don't even believe it's the flavors, because these, some of them come in a lot of flavors, but as Dr. Gottlieb has pointed out, this has been a Juul problem since day one with the youths. What flavors do Juul come in? What flavor do the youths use? Menthol, mint, right? Sometimes maybe mango, maybe cucumber. I don't know. Was cucumber a big seller for Juul? I don't even know why that flavor existed. That's just a weird flavor. Mint, menthol, mango. On this side of the vape world, I've got strawberry watermelon milkshake. I've got blueberry granola bar. I've got strawberry glaze. I've got peanut butter custard. It's not the flavors. It's just simply not the flavors. And all you have to do is look at the industry and see that it's not the flavors. See that it's not the flavors. We're going to get to those super... I appreciate that. We are going to get to those super chats. You can see that it's not the flavors. What could it be if it's not the flavors? I mean, process of elimination. It could be that youths didn't care about vaping, not because the way the technology looked, or as he describes it, contraptions, big contraptions. It's not because these are big contraptions. It's because out of this, you don't vape salt nicotine. He's right, but for the wrong reasons. The youths are going after the pods because salt nicotine is salt nicotine, and you can get it in a 50 milligram. You cannot get normal nicotine in a 50 milligram. And if you could get normal nicotine in a 50 milligram, it would be unvapably harsh, which is why open tank vapor systems are conducive to lowering your nicotine, because you can start out with like 18 and it's so harsh that you instantly kind of go, all right, 12, 6 maybe. Normal nicotine, the way that you use it is it kind of makes you go down in your nicotine levels, whereas salt nicotine, they've changed the pH of it so much. They've made it so pH neutral that you can vape irreparably high levels of nicotine and not feel like you're vaping irreparably high levels of nicotine. And I feel like as a doctor of internal medicine, that Dr. Gottlieb would know the difference between a pH neutral salt nicotine and a traditional normal suspended solution nicotine that has a pH of 9, which makes it incredibly harsh at higher levels. It's a pH issue. It's a nicotine issue. I mean, he's on the right track, and that's why I don't want to dissuade him too much. Just don't want to. I don't want to put him off because he's on the right track. He's just getting it just a little bit wrong. Just a little bit wrong. It's a nicotine issue. And Dr. Gottlieb, if you want to be like the savior of public health in America, this is the platform you need to come out on. You need to come out on, we're going to regulate nicotine, because there's different types of nicotine that affect different people in different ways. There is salt nicotine, which, as I said, is so pH neutral. It's basically 7. It's a 7 pH. It's the most pH neutral thing ever, and you can vape really high levels of it, and it doesn't feel like it. That's the platform, I think, Dr. Gottlieb, that you need to be on. If you really want to dig into this, and like I said, with running the risk of repeating myself, he's on the right track with pods, because pods traditionally use salt nicotine. Although it's not the technology, it's not the difference between this pod and this contraption, it's what you put inside. And where that leaves us right now is vaping is a verb. Vaping is a verb, and what you are vaping absolutely matters. Absolutely matters. 8,000% matters. Whether it's THC with a little vitamin E acetate thrown in there, thank you, Honeycut, or whether it's traditional nicotine in a 3, 6, 12 milligram, or whether that is salt nicotine in a 30, 40, 50 milligram. That's where the dividing lines need to be drawn. And that's where I hope the dividing lines do get drawn. And here's what I don't want to happen. Here's where we as an industry really need to watch ourselves. All the shops out there, all the liquid manufacturers out there, don't let this happen. This is where we need to really, really self-regulate and really, really watch ourselves. Because let's postulate that in the future, pod systems get regulated by the FDA, right? Pre-filled pod systems all get regulated by the FDA. No flavors allowed. It's under their control, but they allow open vapor systems and open vapor shops, or as Scott Gottlieb calls it, open tank contraptions. Sorry, as Dr. Gottlieb calls it, open tank contraptions. If they allow this, if they get an exemption, which nobody really knows anything, okay? You can't say one way or another. We have Kellyanne Conway, who doesn't know what she's talking about. That's the only time it's been mentioned. But if this does happen and vape shops do get an exemption, there is something we have to watch out for. We have to watch out for it. I know our vape shops are good at carding people, but card the fuck out of people. And we have to remember, see this right here? This is 50 milligram. This is a bottle of 50 milligram salt nic in a bottle. Vape shops do definitely sell these. They're designed to be used in refillable pod systems, right? We already have Saltnik liquid bottles. And what we don't need happening is people using this in like a dripper. We don't need to find some 15-year-old kid on the news vomiting from nicotine because he was using a bottle of Saltnik liquid inside of a dripper. So this is where it's going to be up to the vape shops. It's going to be up to the vape shops, because if vape shops get an exemption, we cannot mess that up. If we mess it up by selling 50 milligram Saltnik bottles to people, and then they're using it in a sub-ohm tank, you thought pods were a bad thing? It will be ripped away from us faster than pods were ripped away from Juul. We really need to, and I know we can do it. And this isn't like, this is like, here's what's going on. Here's my advice. Here's what we can do. And I know that we can do it because we can self-regulate. We self-regulated child-proof caps on all of our bottles. We self-regulated a lot of the ingredients that go in here. We self-regulated how we manufacture e-liquids. We've self-regulated a lot. And here's the thing. If that person, Cassandra in chat, if that person drips Nic Salt and that keeps them off of cigarettes, awesome. Juul banned themselves. Juul banned themselves. I foresee a possibility of Open Vapor getting an exemption, and then we can't mess that up. And we will not mess that up. I have faith in us. I believe in this industry because we all want the same thing. We all want access for adults out of the hands of youths, safe, legal, accessible. That's what we need. Safe, legal, and accessible. We all want the same thing. I don't want people getting sick from vaping too much nicotine. I don't want youths using nicotine products. We all want the same thing. I don't necessarily agree with a nicotine cap. This is something I don't want to get into right now. I don't necessarily agree with a nicotine cap, but I think it is the most logical, rational solution right now if we copied what the UK did and implemented a nicotine cap. The problem that I have with nicotine caps is 20 milligram is great for this many people, right? But there is still groups of smokers that need 50 milligram. It is the one thing, the only thing that is going to help certain smokers. In that case, I don't know. Maybe let the government regulate it if you want to go up to 50 milligram. Maybe make it a prescription thing. I don't know, but I do know that smokers do need that nicotine. Not all of them, but some of them do. Some of them do. Me, I'm fine with 3 milligram Boule Bolu, man. I'm good with 3 milligram Boule Bolu. So keep an eye on Dr. Gottlieb. I am an avid follower of Dr. Gottlieb, of his tweets, of his articles. I want to get to know more about this guy. It's like him and Iowa Attorney General Tom Miller are like my two bromances right now in tobacco control. They're like my two bromances. I want to follow them and I want to see what they have to say, because Scott Gottlieb, regardless of if he's the FDA commissioner right now or not, he is going to have some influence in this space. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Stuart. Everybody look at Stuart's chat. Up to 20 milligram retail, over 20 milligram prescription. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. That's a lot. That makes a lot of sense. But I'm going to keep an eye on Scott. Sorry. And again, I'm not even saying that to be disrespectful. I'm making an honest effort to call him Dr. Gottlieb. I think calling him Scott or Scotty is a little bit meh. And I mean, I would like to communicate with Scott Gottlieb. I had a dream the other night where it was one of those like waking up in the morning dreams that don't really make a lot of sense. But I was with Scott Gottlieb. We were somewhere outside. And it was one of those like CBS Sunday morning type of interviews, you know, like he's not quite centered on the frame and it's like nature back here. And I was interviewing him and it showed shots of us like, walking around, like talking and arms folded and crossing, like having a conversation that nobody can hear with like a voiceover, you know. That's what I want. I want to talk to Scott Gottlieb. I want to get to know Scott Gottlieb and I want him to do the right thing because he he is smart and he can do it, and he just needs to get back on track just a little bit. You're on the right path, man. You're almost there. You're almost there, but it has to be a nicotine issue, not a technology issue. That's where I'm going to leave that. Okay? That's where I'm going to leave that. We got like 15 minutes left here in the vlog, and I am going to get to the last of these super chats. But first, let me put this in the chat right there. That's the Scott Gottlieb article that I'm talking about. That will also be in the description of this video for anybody watching on the replay. So let's get to these super chats. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, where'd they go? Did I close them? No, I didn't close them. What the heck's going on here? Just a slight dangle clack. No need to panic. We're fine. We're all fine here. Slight weapons malfunction. How are you? The boring conversation anyway. All right, I'm going to just have to find the super chats again. That's okay. That's fine. Talk amongst yourselves while I piddle through these dangle clacks. And then I have to go to this, and then I have to go over here. I can't believe I closed it. Let me know. Okay, I'm going to pull you out of here. I'm going to shrink you way down. Now, here we go. Super chats. Where they at? Now, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. All right, where were we? Do you remember? Anybody remember who we left off with? We talked to Eric. We talked to Adam Crimson, the Vape Whisperer. Yes, that's kind of where we left off. I can't wait for my dang to get here. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, sorry, Illinois, we did that. Clouds and coils. Please show the drawing and coils. Oh, yeah. I have a drawing. It's Batman. I got a whole mess of coils from Clouds and Coils. I haven't used them yet, but they are here. They're here in my shelf, in my desk. Bunch of coils from Clouds and Coils, and he gave me also. Where's Batman? Batman! What the heck? That's it, right, Clouds and Coils? That's your Batman. That's your Batman, son. I can't draw, and he just drew me Batman. Skill. And that's one of the great things about vaping, man, is that it's just people from all over the place. And there's artists, and there's plumbers, and there's long haul truckers, and there's lawyers, and it's just people from all walks of life. So great. Thank you very much for that, Clouds and Coils. For British Eyes only, Stan and Eric need a wrench. Also, beer coming soon. Do Stan and Eric need a wrench? We'll let them prove themselves to me later. Whoever has a wrench now, that's all the wrenches that are getting handed out for the rest of the year. That's how I run this stream over here. Randy, we're combing the desert. We ain't found shit. Spaceballs. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. You know, when Spaceballs came out, there wasn't a better movie. It was just the ultimate hilarious movie. I'm a Mog. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. I mean, you don't get funny movies like that anymore. Oh, excellent. Crimson, Ego plus Aspire K1 is the best seller in my shop. Really? That is really interesting. That is really very interesting. Mowgli Vapes in Massachusetts. Buy cheapest mod and juice available. Keep it in the cup holder along with the receipt. Never use it unless I get pulled over. Ta-da. F you, Charlie. That's a good way to go about it. And you know, it's going to be for some of these states, thankfully not Oregon. Damn. For some of these states, it's going to be living in the gray market, man. There are USA short fills planned. I've tested a few of them. The market wants what the market wants. And the market's going to get what the market wants, regardless of if we have to go through the FDA, regardless of if we have to live inside loopholes. The market wants what the market wants, and it's going to get it come hell or high water. That's all I have to say about that. We will continue vaping in the United States of America. Eifer, very gracious of you. Also, I'm looking forward to trying icicles. Eifer finally went out in the mail yesterday. Coming at you. The domino effect. If you're not sub/following Logan Exhales on YouTube, Instagram, then what are you even doing with your life? Hashtag Rav Club. Yeah, Logan, I'm a big fan of Logan Exhales. I've always been a big fan of Logan Exhales. Definitely follow him on Twitter. Definitely. Eifer, the Distance Purge is at an event in the Vape Olympics. Oh, the Distance Purge is an event at the Vape Olympics. Yes. Why haven't we done Vape Olympics yet? Why isn't that a thing? Clouds, tricks, purging, building, e-liquid mixing. God, there's so many events you could have. So many events you could have. LCC 1212 Levi, very gracious of you. Are you going to review the new Profile 1.5? Yeah, I mean, I will. I have no plans to. I'll go buy one. I was explaining this to my patrons. I just don't get a lot of stuff anymore. I don't really play ball with China very well, and I just don't get stuff. So that's the way it is. So if there's some cool new shit, I'm going to have to go buy it. And that's fine. I do want to try the Profile 1.5, 100%. I never really liked the 1.5 release, though. That always just seemed like, why? Like, why? It's the version 1 with a few more extras. Call it the 1.5, and then they're going to release a 2, and then a 2.5. It's kind of weird. It's like the iPhone S, you know? I don't know. I've never been a big fan of the 1.5 upgrades. I feel like if you're just going to do it, just do a damn V2. But that's just me. Anthony, very gracious of you. If people smoked as much as we vape, they would drop dead. And you get hot in there because of all the vapor, Nick. I know. It is. It's the moist vapor. It's a damn thing that's happening. We're winding down to the end of the vlog here. Just a heads up for anybody listening on the podcast or watching the replay. From here on out, just going to be doing some super chats. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Just going to be doing some super chats from here on out. Janae, or Jeannie, right? Okay, it's Jeannie. It's Jeannie as in I dream of Jeannie. Lol, yes, Jeannie. It's because your name says Janae, and that doesn't, I mean, you're telling me it's Jeannie? Telling me it's Jeannie. All right, Jeannie. Nicotine. Kent handed you the note, and you threw it in your backpack. It was a folded piece of paper, easy to lose. I just thought you'd get a laugh out of it. Well, if I have my backpack here, this is the backpack I was wearing. Nope, that's Batman again. It could be in here. Nope. Oh yeah, here it is. This is it. Hey, buddy, because I know you're a strawberry whore, I thought you enjoy our popular strawberry liquid. Yeah. Just print out a picture of me and then give it to me. That's hilarious. I think I'm going down on the... Do it twice? Okay, now someone print that out and give it to me, and then we can just keep this going. I did see that. I completely forgot about that, but I definitely did see that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Michelle Lynn, how are you, Michelle Lynn Duldime? Shed time, love you, buddy. Love you too, Michelle Lynn. Hope you're doing great. Zach Hawkins, very gracious of you. Just got the Blotto today. Flavor for days. Days. In fact, tomorrow that Serpent Elevate, it's getting torn down. It's Blotto time. I need to vape the Blotto again. I need it. I just need to vape it, okay? Just need it. Chinese Jimmy. All right, Chinese Jimmy. Shout out to all the vape advocates everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. And there are so many great vape advocates right now. It just warms my heart. It just warms my heart. As someone who's like given a shit about advocacy for the last 10 years and you know, you push it when it's not popular and people email me and be like, I'm sick of the advocacy videos and they never get any views. And then your advocacy posts on Instagram never get any views, but that doesn't matter because I felt like I was doing the right thing. And I'm so glad. It just warms my heart to see so many vapors now just really stepping up. And I knew when push came to shove that we would stand up. I knew it. I had faith. I had faith in us. Eifer, I just got my nudge 2 on Vapor Beast. $18.03 all told. Enjoy it. It's definitely worth $18.03. $18.03. It's worth more than $18.03. You'll dig it. You'll dig it. Rick, very gracious of you. Hey, Nick, it was fantastic seeing you at the rally. All it cost me was my alternator. Hope you had a chance to try that beer. Cheers, Rick C137 out. I did. I drank it in M-Turk's room directly following the rally. In fact, I didn't even get back to my hotel room until really late that night. After the rally, we went to this person's hotel room, then we went out to dinner, and then we went to this other bar, and then we were hanging out with the people, and then it's like, I still have my backpack and my camera and all my gear, you know? It was a good time. It was a good time, Rick. I appreciate that. Not the real Gerard Butler. Blow some O's. I vape Cutwood because they pay me. Exactly. That was in the blow some O's days. I'm so glad that nobody remembers that music video. We don't need to bring that up anymore. Massachusetts State House Vape Rally, Monday, November 18th, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Governor Baker and officials have lost their fucking minds. Here we go. Massachusetts State Vape House Rally, Monday, November 18th, noon to 3 p.m. Let Governor Baker know that he and his officials have lost their fucking minds. Just ordered the goat the other day. So, awesome. Awesome, J. Festefatidas. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name very well. I'm just really bad at saying words. I hope you like it. I really hope you like it. I recently gave the goat to a coworker of Pickles who was juuling previously, and he decided that he really likes clouds. And we got him a goat and on a little squonker, and he loves it. Loves it. That makes me happy. TWDC 247, vaping literally saved my life. I might be dead or in jail if it weren't for this culture. Preach. Thank you for everything you do. You know, it's crazy. I don't even really want to think about my life without the vape industry in it. If I had never picked up smoking, if I had never picked up vaping, I would be probably still working at Starbucks. I would probably still be roasting coffee for Starbucks. And that's fine. And that's a fine, normal, fun, normal life. But getting to be a part of this and helping people quit smoking and being part of like a political movement, we're going to change the world. Like, that's huge. That feels huge to me. So glad I did it. Haze Green 2020. There we go. That's more like it, Eifer. Matt Sinister, working 3:30 p.m. until 8:30 a.m. Total work hours for the week, 74. How do I do it? Drugs. I'm just kidding. And flavored e-liquids. I know you're joking about the drugs. And flavored e-liquids. Vaping gets me through graveyard. Yeah, vaping and coffee used to get me through graveyard, my good man. Hope you're hanging in there, Matt Sinister. Thanks for everything you do, Grim Yo-Yo. Vape Whisperer. It's my pleasure. This is what I do. Adam, very gracious of you. I like your thought of revisiting great RTAs and RDAs that you reviewed, already seeing like a year. Yeah, exactly. Seeing if it's still great. The Nudge was a perfect example. Recently, I went back to that Reload Vapor Reload RTA. Still banging. Still a banging RTA. Still love it. I like it. I like this idea too. Thank you, Adam. McDoyle, very gracious of you. My third year being smoke-free is coming July 2020. I was hoping to get a shout-out for my newborn daughter, Cassidy Rose, born 21 days ago. Abso-freaking-lutely, McDoyle. Here's a shout-out for your daughter, Cassidy Rose, 21 days old, and now can look forward to having a smoke-free father. How fantastic is that? How fantastic is that? Very cool. Very cool. AZ Advocate, thanks for showing the post in the beginning. Yeah, absolutely, AZ Advocate. That was one of those things that your tweet just hit me like a pile of bricks. I'm thinking in my head, they probably feel like, oh, this is going to be a great idea. We can just get USPS to ban all vaping and e-cig products. Can't ship them at all. We'll cut them off at the source. This is going to be such a great idea. Yeah, until you talk to AZ Advocate, who can't drive, is missing a leg, and orders all of his vape gear online delivered to his house by the United States Postal Service. Do you want AZ Advocate smoking cigarettes again? Or, I mean, That's the only thing I can think of. And the thing is, I know that's what she said is going to talk about this tonight, but the USPS is already suffering. They are already losing, hemorrhaging money because of other companies like FedEx and UPS and DHL cutting drastically and severely into the United States Postal Service. And now they want to ban vaping products from the USPS. Do you have any idea how many vape products are shipped via USPS every single day? It's got to be in the tens of thousands every single day. Every single day. It's incredible to me that the federal government thought that was a good idea. Well, it's a great idea. Yeah. U.S. Postal Service, we just cut them off at the source. They can't ship it anymore. Well, I'll still be shipping all over the place. Thank you very much. A lot of people are still going to be shipping all over the place without USPS. So F USPS. We don't need USPS. You want to take USPS away? Let USPS suffer even more losses, maybe even more layoffs because their package amount goes down by tens of thousands every single day. Yeah, no worries. Taxpayers will bail them out. That's what we like to do, right? We, the taxpayers, we should be bailing out failing companies, don't you think? Can't stand that. Failing companies need to fail. All right, we're getting down here to the last of the Super Chats. Travis Hart, very gracious of you. Bring the Fu Manchu back. It was epic. You never know. Never say never. Here's the thing. Just never say never. It might come back. It probably will come back. I will say this. It will definitely be back at a certain point in time. Jared, it's not something that they have done. It's something that they are proposing. It's something that they want to happen. It's something that they want to happen, which is the stupid that I've ever seen. Stupid. Oh, I can see Jace's last super chat. Trader Joe's Goddess. Yes. Yes, Trader Joe's Goddess. Trader Joe's Goddess is amazing. It's the best salad dressing on earth. It is a weird thing. Yeah, I was reading about the USPS all today, and that's where I was reading about how insanely in trouble they are right now, and the idea that we're going to stop shipping vape products using USPS will probably just put them into an early grave. I'm fine giving my business to UPS. I'm fine giving my business to FedEx. Fine with that. 100% fine with that. Jeannie, yeah, thanks. I'd get the layoff. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. I'd get the layoff. Thank you very much. Crimson, did I miss a super chat from you? What you talking about, Crimson? What you talking about? Oh, a Juul pod is equivalent to 1 pack of cigs in 0.7 milliliters. A 30 ml bottle of 50 milligrams salt, according to my calculator, is the equivalent of 42 packs of cigarettes. Yes. If your math is correct, then your math is correct. I don't know if that equivalency of 1 pod being 1 pack of cigarettes is really super accurately set in stone. I don't know where there might be some questionable math going on in there. Maybe. All right. Jace, hers you go. What? Hers you go? Yeah, thanks. I'd get the layoff. Thank you very much. And then hers you go. I don't know what you guys are talking. This is crazy talk. This is crazy talk to me right now. McDoyle, have you watched The Mandalorian? Okay, here's how we'll finish it up. No more super chats. I really appreciate it, you guys, but we're going to cut this off right now. Here's what I'm going to say. We're going to end this vlog. We're winding down. This is the end of the vlog. I want to say a few things. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I love the vlog, and I'm glad that the vlog is loved, and I really, truly, truly look forward to hanging out with all of you guys every single Thursday. It's the funnest part of my week. I get to let loose, drink beer, go on rants, try vape stuff, get to hang out with you guys. It's just a wonderful, wonderful time. Oh, you're a USPS employee. Okay, Jeannie. Well, I hope that you get to keep your job. I hope that you get to keep your job. And there you go, Travis. Hashtag no more super chats. Appreciate that. Don't forget, if you're here, hit that like button. Just hit it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm pretty sure I got everything. I don't really need to do that thing where I look around the room and make sure I didn't forget anything because I got this, I got a nudge and boule bolu, and I'm good to go. But here's what I want to say. I am overly proud of us as a community. I'm overly proud of us as an industry. We have to just take one step at a time. Like I said last week, we're going to get kicked a bunch, but you get up. You get up and you stand up and you go rally in Massachusetts, and you go rally in Illinois, and they just pulled down the flavor ban in Oregon. Things are changing. People are noticing. We're changing the tide. We're shifting the narrative, and we're letting people know that we vape and we vote. And now the vape vote is a nationwide news item. The vape vote. Who is going to get the vape vote? Who? I don't know. Trump? Hope not. Someone else steps in. Tulsi steps in. The libertarian guy steps in. Hell, Bernie Sanders steps in. What if Bernie Sanders stepped in and was pro-vaping? What if he was? Who's going to get the vape vote? We have a lot of power behind us. We have a lot of numbers behind us. And it just happens to be happening during an election cycle, and that is perfect timing. We're going to change the world. I'm going to help you guys. We're going to do this together, okay? Okay? Yeah, you did miss me reading your super chat. I'm sorry, Alok. We're going to end this vlog right now. Here's what I thought of The Mandalorian. Amazing! It's one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars thing I have seen in a very, very long time. It is kind of incredible. The entire first episode from beginning to end, I could not pull myself away from it if I wanted to. I loved it. I loved everything about it. And there's a new episode tomorrow, and I'm telling you, if you're even a passive Star Wars fan, go watch The Mandalorian. Just go watch it. It's incredible. It is incredible. I'd love to go into more detail, but it is incredible. Anyway, that's what I got for today, everybody. Damn it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, no matter what any crooked politician tells you, damn it, man. Let's keep on vaping. Okay, peace, guys. Be excellent to each other.